this year, selecting the Europcar Women in Leadership recipient was very challenging.
With the caliber of entrants that we found, it was very difficult to be able to end up with one winner.
These two winners were the epitome of resilience, determination, focus, authenticity, social responsibility, putting truth to power, being creative, and impacting other people such that they want other people to follow them in the way that they both do. They are both absolute leaders in their field.
You ladies were outstanding, and I hope that you continue to do the amazing work that you are doing in South Africa.
For the first time, the Europcar Women in Leadership Award goes to two very, very deserving recipients. Congratulations to Mandy and Gia.
I'm Gia Whitehead. I am the CEO and co-founder of TSIBA Business School. We are a free-to-student business school. We opened our doors in 2004, pioneering education around entrepreneurship and leadership. My leadership style is about having a strong sense of who I am and what my purpose is to make a place better. And I feel that if other people are aligned to that vision, then things flow easily. Whilst I do believe in a woman bringing a softer side, a more intuitive way of working with people, I also am very practical and determined and hardworking, and I believe that a sense of strong voice and decisiveness is also important, and obviously with integrity and humbleness. TSIBA is a place which is really focused on transitioning youth from unemployment into employment and trying to change the future trajectory of South Africans and youth in our country, considering the high unemployment rate in South Africa, which is almost at 60%, and how this number shrinks to less than 10% when armed with a tertiary degree. And so we're really focused on helping deserving and determined young people who were traditionally excluded to not only gain access to quality tertiary education, but to succeed. And we've chosen to do that through business education, focused in entrepreneurial leadership. And this is really our focus to change the massive youth unemployment in South Africa and also create South Africa's future leaders.
Latest news, breaking stories,
expert analysis.
All you need to know in 60 minutes.
This is the Midday Report with Mandy Wiener
on 702.
I'm Mandy Wiener. I'm a journalist, an author, a broadcaster, and the host of the Midday Report on 702. I usually schlep my kids to school in the mornings. There's probably a little bit of paddle involved at some point during the day. My daily fixture is doing radio and doing the Midday Report. And very quickly, a letter from the president was sent to Busisiwe Mkhwebane, and many people saying, sure, he manages to act very expeditiously when necessary, but it takes him a very long time to act on anything else. I often try and write a book on the back burner, so I'll do a little bit of that, I'll do some interviews for that, I will try and write a certain word count a day. And if we're going to stop corruption in South Africa, we have to encourage whistleblowers to come forward, reward them and protect them. I'll have daily writing commitments as well, and potentially a talk at a conference or something like that. So I try and just manage my time really, really well.
During the Zuma era, what we saw was an entire parallel state being set up. In every single state-owned entity, every law enforcement agency, we saw an evisceration. We saw good civil servants being pushed out and people coming in as part of this organized crime network.
I've had the great privilege of having a front row seat to history for the past 2 decades, and there's nothing quite like a big breaking news story, and I've been very, very lucky and privileged to be able to cover some of those. And some of those have been the Oscar Pistorius trial.
The state could then call a series of witnesses to testify about Pistorius' volatile temper, his keen interest in weapons, and additional charges he's facing relating to the reckless and negligent discharge of a firearm.
Jacob Zuma being in court or any big news event really. And there really is an adrenaline rush that comes with it when it's a big breaking news event, but then also just the ability to be able to digest it and break it down and give context and analysis is something I love to do as well. Our problems are deep, they are profound, they are complex, and I think that we need real solutions. I am very invested in South Africa and in being an active citizen. I think it's important to motivate other people to do the same. As a journalist, I feel that my role is to continue to do my job as well as I can, to make sure that I hold power to account, I continue to expose wrongdoing, but also in how I influence the way that people think about the country and talk about the country.